Hi everybody, we're here with a litter update video today. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Labradoodles, and today is the 4-week update video for our double rainbow litter of Australian Labradoodle puppies. So we're going to go through each of the puppies, let you take a look at them, tell you a little bit about them and what they've been up to in the past week, and give you a little update on Ella as well. And we're going to do the puppies in birth order. So we're starting with Mr. Blue Collar Boy. Mr. Blue Collar is the black puppy in this litter, and he has just a little bit of white on his feet. Now, one of the things that all of the puppies in this litter have done recently is start to eat solid food. So Labradoodles, just like all other puppies at around 4 weeks of age, are ready to start trying out some solid food and giving their mama dog a little bit of a break. So right now, what these puppies are eating is a combination of goat's milk, pablum, and pumpkin. And the pumpkin is in there. It's just plain tin pumpkin. It's in there to help their digestive system make the change over from mama's milk over to solid food. And these little Labradoodle puppies are quite advanced, and they have also started eating raw food. So they don't have a lot of teeth, so we give them very, very finely ground raw product. And they've had some turkey, some lamb, and some beef. And they seem to be quite enjoying it. Mr. Blue Collar here is very fond of it. And you'll see Mr. Blue Collar is just a little bit anxious. He was anxious last week during our video, and he's anxious again right now. He's having a couple of shivers. The yawns that you see him doing are also signs of stress. So he's a funny little fellow. He's very confident within the litter. He is always the most outgoing out of all the puppies. He greets us first, he plays with all the toys, and he's quite happy to roughhouse with his siblings. But when we take him away from the other puppies, he's a little bit less confident. So this is one of the things that we know when we're dealing with the puppies, and one of the things that we'll start working on. And whoever that is in the background there is someone who is fussing about being in a crate and being in a crate alone. So again, that is something that we take note of. Reyna will write down who that is. And actually, I know that it's Pink Collar Girl because I can see her. And that means that we will do some extra desensitization with her on being in the crate by herself. Just like with Mr. Blue Collar here, we'll start to separate him on a regular basis throughout the day from the rest of the litter, so that he has all sorts of positive experiences being on his own and learns to think that that's just the most fun thing in the world. Right, Mr. Blue? But otherwise, he is a very happy guy. He is quite outgoing. He has this gorgeous gleaming ebony coat. And as you can see, and you will see on all of the puppies today on the video, they all have filthy dirty feet and they have very sticky faces. And that's because even though they have a pan of food, they still step in it, they slide in it, they sometimes lay right down in it. They're so funny. So Mr. Blue Collar Boy is over the 1 kilogram mark now. In fact, everyone in the litter today at 4 weeks is over a kilogram. And these are going to be large, mini, small, medium Australian Labradoodle puppies when they mature. And Mr. Blue Collar is at 1.27 kilograms. So he's doing quite nicely in the eating department. So we'll let him go now, and I think he'll have thought that this was a fairly good experience. Lots of attention. There we go, sweetheart. And in his place, we have Green Collar. Hello, my little handsome man. This little handsome man is a beautiful red abstract puppy. And he is red because he has a black nose and black leathers, and he is a red color as well. I may end up being a red caramel. We'll see how it goes. Depends on if he becomes more of a caramel color or if he stays this or if he's apricot. That puppy's coats change quite a bit, and we'll just have to wait and see. So Mr. Green, you can see, is quite different from Mr. Blue. He's much more quiet. He's checking in with me all the time with his eyes, making sure he's got lots of eye contact, but he's not the least bit nervous. He's not too excited about the whole thing. No, he's not too excited, are you? But he's not scared like Blue Collar was. He's just like, yeah, well, this is this weird thing they do once a week. Can never quite understand what we're doing. Do you have a kiss? Mr. Blue Collar had lots of kisses for me. No kisses for mommy today? Oh no, no kisses. No kisses for me. And when we say he's abstract, abstract is referring to the white markings on him. So sometimes you'll hear that referred to as abstract, mismarks, or flash. I usually call them abstracts when I'm discussing what their pattern is, but when I'm talking about the individual dog, I'll say, oh, this dog has lots of flash. So Mr. Green Collar has lots of flash because he's got these little white toes all over. He's got white on his chest, white on his beautiful, handsome face, and on the top of his head. And of course, he has his Papa's trademark little white tip on the end of his tail. Oh, such a cool puppy, right? And Mr. Green Collar is 1.59 kilograms. Oh my goodness, Miss Pink Collar is really telling us a long story about how she, or not Mr., that's Mr. Blue Collar actually, because this is Miss Pink Collar. So you can tell the first time when they go in a crate on their own, it's not really their favorite activity. Now that Mr. Blue has Mr. Green in there with him, maybe he'll settle down a bit. Now this beautiful little girl who was making a big squawk before, she is our chocolate phantom in the litter. Hello, sweetheart, how are you? And Miss Pink Collar is at 1.64 kilograms. So that makes her the largest puppy in this litter. So as I said, the litter is going to be large, mini, and small, medium Labradoodle puppies. And so she's definitely going to be on the medium end of the scale because she's already at 1.64. It could still change, but it's unlikely that it will change. She'll probably stay up there at the higher end of the scale. Right from the beginning, from when she was born, she has been a really good size. She's a nice, sturdy girl. And Pink Collar Girl, she's pretty much in the middle of the pack. She's not she's not a leader. She's not out there in front of everyone. She's just happy to follow along with the group and just fit right in. So that's Pink Collar Girl. And next we have our pretty little Purple Collar Girl. Hello, sweetheart. And Purple Collar Girl is, as you can see, a very similar color to green. But if you'll look, you'll see that Purple Collar has a different colored nose. No black nose for Purpy. No, no black nose. No, Purpy has a brownish nose. Yeah, right now it's a rosy color. I see we touch noses for little kisses, right, Purps? Oh, do you have a little kiss for me? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the kiss. Oh, what a good girl. So because of that different nose color, Purple is a red caramel. If she had the black nose, she would be a red dog, but she has a nice rosy nose. Oh, yes. Purple Collar is extraordinarily affectionate. She likes to hug. She likes to be hugged. She loves to give you kisses, and she's just one of the most lovely and loving little girls ever. And she is one of the smaller puppies in the litter. In fact, she is the smallest puppy in the litter. And she's 1.25 kilograms. Oh my goodness. Are you 1.25? What a big girl you're getting to be. Oh, no more kisses. Oh, thank you so much for the kisses. And along with her beautiful red caramel color, she's not purple. No, you're not. You have a purple collar, but you're not purple. She has a cute little white goatee, a little tip of white on those paws, back and front. And what do we got in here? Just no white on the chest. No, just little teensy little bits of dabs of flash. So she's not a flashy girl. She's just a very lovely girl. She's very, very sweet. Her little looks and her size and her whole demeanor are very indicative of the temperament of this little girl. Now, when we talk about the temperament at 4 weeks, that can change dramatically between week 4 and week 8 when you pick your puppy up. This may end up being the most outgoing and enthusiastic and energetic puppy that you've ever met. Or she may end up staying just where she is when this one is a very sweeter, quieter ones that likes to give kisses. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's our little Purpy girl. Next we have Red Collar Girl. Hi, Reddy. And Red Collar Girl has an appropriate collar color because she has the black nose again. And while she's lying here, we'll just take a look at her coat, and you can see how we have these bits of her coat that are sticking straight up and looking a little silly. That's because the coats are starting to lift on all these little Labradoodles. And when the coat starts to lift, that's when they start to fill in and they get the nice fluffy look that Labradoodles are so well known for. So usually when their coats start to lift, the areas that lift most quickly, or the soonest rather, are right around their neck usually, and sometimes off to the side here. And sometimes we'll have a puppy that has one bit that's just sticking out up out in the middle of nowhere, and it looks quite funny. Hello, sweet girl. So this little lady, she has had a week that has been full of all sorts of things going on. Well, she had about a 3-day period where she was a little concerned whenever something changed within her environment. So we worked really, really hard on that, where we would just come and just stand just near where she was until she was comfortable. And then when I go in and spend time with the puppies, rather than seeking her out, I would just sit and wait for her to come to me. So that's part of what I mean when we say that we want experiences to be positive, and we want the puppy to always associate good things with what's going on. So when a puppy is nervous or not enjoying something, you don't want to keep just doing that experience over and over thinking, oh, well, if I do it 100 times, they'll get used to it. Because that's not always the case. If you keep doing the thing that's frightening them over and over without changing anything, they'll just get more frightened most likely. So what you have to do is figure a way around it so that they learn that what they're scared of is actually nothing to be worried about. And you'll see how I'm handling her ears, and she's still ducking her head a little bit. She went through this whole thing where she didn't like the side of her face being touched. And if we touched her on the top of her head, she was ducking her head. And I promise it's not because we beat them up or anything, obviously not. But it just was something that was going on. Now the puppies are getting their teeth, so it may even have been that she was teething and she had some discomfort in her mouth, and so she didn't want anybody touching her on the side of her face. There's all sorts of things. They can't talk, so we just have to make an educated guess and observe their behavior. So as I said, she was concerned every time somebody was getting close to her. So all we did was come in, stand outside, didn't say anything, didn't make eye contact with her, pretty much ignored her until that was no longer an issue for her. And as soon as she was at that stage, then we moved to the next stage where we were actually right physically beside her. So I would just go and sit right beside her again. No eye contact. That's Miss Perpy talking there. No eye contact and no movement towards her. No indication that I was in the least bit interested in her. I let her come to me. And as soon as we did that, it was only a day of doing that. And now she rushes out to greet us, and she has a wagging tay-tay. And you'll see that she is far less anxious about anything right now. Last week she was a little concerned about being on camera. This week is like, oh, that's okay. You can pick me up. It's okay. You can put your face next to mine. I'm happy with all of that now. So you just have to observe, think it through, and figure out how you can best make the situation turn around for the puppy. And then you get success. And Red Collar Girl is 1.53 kilograms. So she is doing great. Nice chunky puppy. And we love you so much. Yes, we do. Next and last but not least is Orange Collar Boy. Hello, handsome. Hi. Orange Collar Boy is one of the puppies who's quite outgoing. He has a very waggy tay-tay. He loves to come up and say hi. He absolutely adores playing with toys. That's one of the other things that we've introduced this week to the puppies is toys. And so they are now interacting with the toys. Sometimes they put the toy in the food dish and it gets all covered in pablum, doesn't it? Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, and I got a kiss. Thank you. Oh, look at that beautiful kiss. Mr. Orange Collar is also an extraordinarily affectionate little fellow. Lots of confidence in this guy, lots of enthusiasm. A happy, happy puppy. And again, he's a caramel because he's got that pretty rose nose, and you can see he has tons and tons of flash. He's the flashiest puppy in the whole lot. So he's got the white all over his face, up on his head, lots of white underneath the body, and then the 4 white feet, and of course Copper's little tail there. This is a really super nice puppy who's just so content with life. Everything's good. He doesn't have anything to complain about. And as for Ella, Ella is doing just fabulous. She, of course, is an experienced mom, and so she knows, okay, the puppies are getting to be 4 weeks old. It's going to be time to start weaning them soon. So Ella herself has increased her appetite to the highest point that it will be during this whole process. So she is eating now about 2.5 times to 3 times what she would normally. And she's also, along with the other moms that we have, she enjoys a couple of bonus snacks of bones. So her favorite thing is to have a couple of great big turkey neck bones. She's so funny when she gets them. She picks them up, and rather than starting at one end of the bone and eating it, nope, she gets it right in the middle, keeps it in her mouth, and chop, 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 till it breaks in half, and then it's a mad dash so that she has both halves protected from any of the other dogs trying to steal it from her. Yeah, that's your mommy I'm talking about, that's your mom. So she'll usually at lunchtime have 2 of those as well as a regular meal for lunch. And she has a little bit less at breakfast and a little bit less at dinner. And then we also consistently give our moms really high value treats. So we spend a lot of time and research focusing on treats as well as the food we give them, because their treats complement their raw food diet. So it's important that you just don't go out and willy-nilly buy any treat and feed it to your dog. There's a whole host of information and education that really goes along with feeding quality treats. So there's the aisle in the pet store for the treats is just as overwhelming as it is for food choices. So we're going to do a video a little later, and we'll get into the whole treat. We'll just discuss it in full and go through it and let you know all of the things that you should be looking for in treats. So the ones we use are Puppy Love products, and we also use some Bixby, and we have some Hero and a few other brands. Mostly what we're looking for with our pregnant Labradoodle mamas is one that's extremely high in protein, and we're not worried if it's high in fat, because we're not worrying about keeping their calorie count low. If anything, we want to increase their calorie count and their fat intake. We're also looking for really good quality treats that are probably going to give a little boost in calcium. So we look for all sorts of different things to give them. And one of the things that they really like right now is a Canadian dog biscuit that we've just sourced. Yeah, we did, didn't we? That's what your mommy likes them. And they're made with peanut butter and bananas. So the bananas are really good, lots of potassium in them. Normally we don't recommend your dog eating bananas too often, because if you have too much potassium, it throws off the balance and everything else. But when they're nursing, potassium is something that they can really use more of. Yes, it is. And the peanut butter, it has a lot of fat and calories in it, so it's really good for boosting their energy. Now, if you had a dog that wasn't pregnant, then what you would want to do is probably just give them 1 biscuit a day. Whereas with the Labradoodle mamas who are nursing, we don't have any problem giving them 4 or 5 at a time. That's your mom. And lots of other goodies as well, including some really nice beef tripe treats, which are super for their digestion. And also, of course, all the puppies get the benefit of what's in the treats and in the raw food through their mama's milk. So it's really good to have lots of variety, lots of different things, so that we're setting them up for success in terms of digestion and also helping to build their little immune systems. So that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about Labradoodles, the puppies, or anything about raw food and treats, please feel free to ask away in the comments below. For those of you who often contact us, no, I'm afraid we do not ship to the US. Everything we have is only available in Canada, and that includes all of our products and our puppies. They're just for Canadians. We don't ship outside of Canada. And if you like the video and you have a minute, give us a thumbs up. Just like a pause up was what we like to do all the time at Isle Labradoodles. Thanks so much for watching.